right, y'all, what's up? Welcome to the show, Phenomenon. I know that sounds crazy when I say it because my tongue be tied. Like I don't know, I have no reason to be tongue tied when I say it, but I just get excited when I hit record. So forgive me. If you want to judge, I don't care. You're not paying me for this. Just sit back and relax. So welcome back to the show. Peyton, I blame you because
What?
you came up with the title of the show.
It's a good tongue twister, though.
It is. And not only is it a good tongue twister, it's a good algorithm twister. We need to get on that algorithm.
You almost fumbled that one too.
I did. But I swear I swear I'm gonna run a touchdown. I don't care how much I fumble. I'm gonna score.
I think you can only fumble once in a football game, but
No, that's a lie. You don't know nothing about football. You can fumble the whole game. You can fumble the whole game. You don't know nothing about football. I don't either. But I know that. But all right, so today is a special show. We got my mom. She's gonna tell her encounters with the supernatural, and we have Peyton's fiance. She's gonna also do her thing and tell what she feels comfortable with telling.
you're not gonna say her name.
Michaela. See, this is the thing. I know she was nervous to do this, so I don't even know. I'm low key playing by the rules because she said she was uncomfortable, but I see she put her name down there. So I was looking at it as I was saying what I was saying, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm low key giving her the olive branch to say something. Michaela, you want to say something?
What do you want me to say?
You can say with your favorite fruit to eat. I don't care. You just say you was nervous to be in here. So we ain't worked this out. We ain't work out the kinks when it came to you.
Yeah, we just kind of threw you in here.
Here.
We just kind of threw both of you in here, just like, hey,
We did. Because me and Peyton, we don't care. We just talk about whatever. But now that y'all here and both of y'all nervous, I peeped the tension through the webosphere, through the cyber chase. Both of y'all nervous. I already peeped.
We just want to make sure we say the right thing.
Guess what? This is
I
not
know
live.
That's me. I just want to make sure I say the right thing.
This is a crazy thing, Ma. This is not live. So we can edit, we can do all that. We just talking right now. It's like we're on the phone.
I thought everybody was hearing us now.
No. Honestly, it doesn't really matter what you say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you can cuss if you want to.
Yeah.
All right, let's get it. Let's get with it then.
All right, so with the phenomenon, we talk about ghost stories, cryptids like Bigfoot, Dogman, and many more. And also we talk about UFOs, aliens, whatever, So today's episode, we interviewing my mom. We want to hear her stories. We already me and Peyton, we done talked about different stories. Mom, Michaela is the one that she picked up on grandma on me and Peyton's first episode. Right. She picked up on grandma. That's who got the chicken noodle soup recipe.
Right.
She got that.
Okay.
So Michaela, who you got that from? Like when you was picking up on the readings and stuff like that, that energy that came from my mom's mom.
Oh.
Yeah, so it makes sense now.
Oh, I thought it was on your dad's side.
No, I don't know nobody from my dad's side. Oh. I ain't trying to be funny or nothing. Shout out to them. But when we was talking about it, like that's like they heard it. Like her and my aunt, they heard it, and my uncle, one of my uncles, they done heard that clip because it's like a 46 minute clip. Because we was about to actually end that episode, me and Peyton, and then that's when Michaela came through. Was like, he got a grandma that like recently passed away, blah blah blah. You can hear we can hear you in the background, Michaela.
Yeah, like she came to me earlier, like way before I had said something, but I was like trying to process who it was.
So
I think
what?
that's.
Go
I was
ahead,
gonna say, I
Paige.
think that's when my mic started messing up.
No, it
She
was
was.
before.
Nah, because she said it was
Oh.
before.
Oh.
It wasn't until she asked, and then like a few minutes after that, that's when your mic started messing up.
Yeah, because you're trying to speak through it.
So Michaela, when you not to cut you off, Peyton.
No, you're good.
Like Michaela, when you said she came to you before, what happened to you, or what did you experience before we got to that point?
I was trying to sit there and crochet, like enjoy my night, minding my business. And then she just came to me and she's like, tell Monte this, tell Monte that, tell Monte this. And I'm like, all right, well, who are you? First of all, like,
Right.
and then she's just telling me to tell you stuff. And she's like, this is what I look like. This is who I am. Here's some memories. Like, tell him I said this. Tell him I said that. You got to tell him. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. I'll go tell him right now.
I laughed because you said yes, ma'am. That certifies what you said, because she was what? How old was Grandma Mom? Like 74?
73.
73. She was about to be 74.
She was pretty young.
Yeah. Yeah, for a woman, not be fun, but like for a woman, like yeah, she was pretty young. But that validates it, like for real. If you are everything you saying was already validated. Like they didn't already. You can go to that video. My mom and my aunt is in the comment sections on that under that video. Like yeah, that's everything you were saying. Was, they vouch. Did you remember that, Mom? Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you feel? How did you feel when I told you that and you watched it?
I don't know. I
You
didn't feel
don't
no
know?
kind of way because I knew, that it was possible that it could happen. So I didn't feel no kind of way.
Right.
I was excited that she came to her.
Right. Yeah, I was too. It tripped me out. That whole episode was trippy. Well, that video was trippy. But
freaked me out a little bit because I wasn't expecting that.
We was about to wrap it up. We was about to end the episode.
About to go to bed.
We was. That was an additional like 40-something minutes, like damn near an hour of that.
Yeah, it was like 2 hours long, I think the whole video was.
That's the opening clip. Like once you click on our channel, that's the video that's gonna play. Like I set it up like that. Like that's super important. Like that's we didn't plan that. We didn't know, like that's our first episode. We didn't know that was gonna happen.
Yeah, there's no like radio in the background like playing fake noise or anything like that.
Nah, that was real deal Holyfield. Like that was it. Like we was about to end and just wrap it up in the episode, cut it off, and then Michaela came through the background, was like, "Hey, I got something to say," and we was like, "All right." And then 47 minutes later, there it is.
It's crazy because she used to go on to investigations with us, and she'd be telling us what the spirits are saying. We pissed a lot of them off, which was not a good thing, but not on purpose.
You piss them off?
Just they didn't want us anywhere near where we were doing. They knew what we were doing and they didn't like it. So
it wasn't necessarily him that was making him mad, and I'll just leave it at that.
No, somebody else, but thou shall not be named.
That's fine. Now I don't name. There's some stuff going on over here I would not name, and I'll whoop ass. Meaning, when I seen the shadow person, my mom. All right, so with that being said, Mom.
Oh, it's my turn.
Well, with that being said, all right, I want you to go back to your first experience with the paranormal, and we're gonna work our way up to what you told us, me, and like Deja and everybody last weekend.
I think my first, I always used to see like little figures of people. Like I'm like, oh, is this somebody standing over there? I used to always be like, I just brush it off, and be like, nah, this is my imagination. But that night I was at my mama's house in the bed, and the figure came to me in the form of my partner's whole figure with the hand out, like, I got you, or come on. I'm like, what? But I wasn't scared. I just laid there and looked at it. And then I guess when I came to my senses, maybe I was like, That's when I got a little scared. Like when I came out of it, came to the notice that someone was standing there, and then when I closed my eyes and opened back up, it was gone.
So, Michaela, what does that mean to you? What does that resonate within you?
I mean, I don't really feel like it like resonates anything with me, but the fact that you can see it, like so many people will see things in their lifetime and like push it off because not that they don't want to believe, but it's so scary to like know that it's real.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. So, Michaela, I don't know if I told you this. I don't know if you know, but I think I told Peyton. So, like, my mom ended up telling me this story, like, after I told her my story. So, I woke up in the living room in the same house, and I seen a shadow person kneeling beside me, like they was praying beside me, like probably like 2 inches away from me. Like I was asleep on the couch, and there was a shadow person beside me, and I ended up cussing it out. Which I was surprised they didn't hear me. My mom was in the house, my grandma, my brothers, and I'm yelling like, get the fuck away from me. I'm gonna beat your ass, bro. Like, get away from me, bro. Like, the shadow person stood up, looked at me, turned away, and just walked away and disappeared into the middle of the living room. And then I told everybody about this because we share stories, like, Mom, we was talking about how we share stories about how I got started with this ghost story stuff is with stories about Nelson. That's your dad. Uh-oh. Mom.
Did someone get disconnected?
I think my mom did.
Says she's still in here.
Yeah, what? Hey, Mom.
Oh, she was muted for a second.
Unmute yourself, Mom. You might be muted. Click your mic. Now you're muted. I see it. Click your mic. Click your mic. It's a mic icon. I unmuted it. No, she got unmuted, Ma. See, it might be now is the time. It might be some shit going on, or she might have muted it for a reason. But now, if I gotta end the show, I'm gonna be going 100 miles per hour to her house to figure out what's going on with my AR.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, Mom.
It was my signal. It said my signal or something.
Where you at? You in your office?
No, I'm in Lily bedroom. You can't ask me these kind of questions because you can't. Can you move this out?
Now we're recording right now, so just wait.
Exactly. My signal had went out, so I couldn't hear anything, and then it just came back. That's the second time it did that.
That's weird.
That is weird. I'm gonna tell you right now, that might be Grandma.
I was gonna say.
You laughing because that has never happened. We interviewed one of Peyton's friends for like 2 hours. That didn't happen.
Oh.
That didn't happen.
So long as she don't show up over here, long as she show up on your end.
Well, my grandma's my grandma, we good.
Yeah, I'm glad you feel that way. That's right. That's all right. I love my mama too, but I don't want to see her.
All right, so
the next time, I think
there you go.
My thing was when she passed. That same night she died. I could hear her walking through the living room, and I could see the TV stand was moving. Like, you know how when we used to walk, you had to walk past her TV stand, and it would bumble a little bit when you walk past.
Yeah, I told them that today. We went out to lunch today, all of us, and me, them, and Deja.
Oh, that's nice.
I told them that today.
Yeah, that was the first time, and I was That scared me. I was very eerie because
Mm.
I think because it had just happened, everything had just happened, and we had just left the hospital from seeing her for the last time. And this death usually scared me anyway. It used to. It used to scare me really, really bad. But I guess as I got older and once I started like I don't know, I'm not gonna say I'm all the way in tune with this stuff, but once I start realizing that, I can see certain things, I guess I'm not as afraid.
That's part of what also fix your avatar, Mom.
What's wrong with it?
It's blank.
It's not blank on my end.
It's blank on my end. But I'm say this. I told them that today because you and Grandma was the same. Oh, you don't have to fix it or not. It don't matter. We can hear you, so that's what's
Because what
important.
you mean we was the same, like we were scared?
Yes.
Because we were raised up in the church, and they always preaching on. It's like it's demonic.
Mm.
That things like that is demonic. It's of the devil. It's evil. So you're being taught that all the time, all these years, and you start to believe in that. So that's why I think when I seen the dark thing, I'm like, okay, that's some of the devil. Like because that's how they teach.
Yeah.
That's what they teach you in the Pentecostal church. Like it's evil.
Yeah.
But it's not really always evil. It could be your loved ones, or it could be anything.
Mm.
And yeah, that's the crazy thing about that because, like I said, when I heard stories about shadow people, it's like they see them. Sometimes somebody will be walking through. I heard a story about this one lady. She was walking through her house. She seen a shadow person in her kitchen, and she looked at it. The shadow person looked at her and act like it was shocked, like oh shit, like the body movement, the body language, and the shadow person was like oh, it jumped, like oh shit, and then it dipped, it ran off, and then you'll hear shadow stories about shadow people when they're peeking around the corner,
Well,
or
how can they be scared?
I don't know, but it's the crazy thing. You hear about them, and you hear about how they're evil. It's a dark entity. But
Right.
my first shadow person encounter, it was on his knees beside me, and it was praying. Like, all right, so I'm gonna break it down to y'all. Like the men's logo on the bathroom, that shadow person, that logo on the bathroom, that black
Yeah,
figure
yeah, I
is
know
the
something.
men, and women got the skirt, and then the man is just like a figure. So it looked just like that. It looked just like that. It didn't have any fingers. It was just rounded just like that. And it was
Yeah,
on his
that's how I
knees.
was.
It was on his knees beside me, like in the prayer position. Like it was on his knees, like just like that. And I started cussing it out. And then it stood, like I said, it stood up. It looked at me as if it was
It
like,
looked at you. It looked at you like you idiot. I'm trying to pray
yes,
for you.
yes, exactly. It was praying. It was praying. It won't like on top. You know how people say they got sleep paralysis. They wake up. It's like the hat man in the corner, or it's someone on
Mhm.
top of them. Like no, it was literally. I'm sleeping on the couch. I'm I'm like my legs extended. Like I'm laying down, my arms extended by my side. Like I'm laying down straight like a board, and I couldn't move. And I looked to my left. This motherfucker like looking like it's praying, like it's praying, like it was. And I felt the presence, like it felt like it was a person right there beside me. It felt like it was a. And then I started cussing, blah, and that shit stood up, looked at me, like it stood up, like the body language is like Peyton or Michaela or Mom. Imagine if y'all sleep on the couch, your legs extended straight out and your arms extended by your side. You can't move, but you see me. You look to your left, you see me right there beside you, kneeling down, praying beside you. And you
Wait a
start
minute.
cussing me out. You start cussing me out, and I stand up. I look at you like, motherfucker, like, nigga, like, damn, I'm trying to help you. Like that was the vibe, bro. That's the crazy shit. That was the
You
vibe, and it turned and just disappeared into the living room. It just looked at me, and then just turned and walked into the living room, like gone. Like, but I knew it was bad because of the feeling I feel in my stomach. But also, like now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if it was bad because we're humans we're infinite beings living a temporary human experience. So when certain things that we encounter certain things, it's like we get like super hyper, like, but you don't act out. Ain't like you running around like doing a whole bunch of crazy shit. You get super hyper within, and you just feel it. You just like, something's going on. I don't know what this is. What's going on? Like you just feel that presence.
Cause cause you've been taught that it's evil. So it's anxiousness or anxiety,
Yes.
and something comes up because it's like, oh God, what does this mean? You start thinking like, oh, it's something about to happen to me. That's how the feeling you get like.
Yeah, nah, that's real. That's very real. So what did you feel after hold on. First of all, hold on. I'm about to do this. Y'all read the story on the bottom?
Pee break.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Well, put the bottle down, then we won't have no pee breaks.
Well, the bottle already in my body.
Lord have mercy.
I'll be right back.
This happens every show.
Are you serious?
Yep. It's like every 15 minutes during a show.
Oh my God. That would annoy me.
He has such a weak bladder.
Who got a cat?
We have 2 kittens.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what you hear in the background.
They sound like little babies.
Yeah, they're 5 weeks old now.
Oh.
All right, you're getting food. Relax. So loud.
Oh.
Hey, Peyton, you ain't gotta tell my business. I heard you, Peyton. You ain't gotta tell my business. Do it like every 15 minutes on the show. I heard you ain't gotta tell my business, bro. And guess what? That's gonna add to the uniqueness of the show. Everybody gotta take a pee break.
It's gonna be an inside joke from now on.
First of all, I forgot to add this. Look at the show. It's my mom. You see it, Mom?
Yeah, but yeah, that's nice. Thank you. But everybody gonna say, it's the same person having the same problem. It's everybody ain't got a pee break.
Man, yeah, that's true, but I do. What's crazy is about that story that your mom had shared about the TV tray moving. I've been in so many, investigations where it's like, I get touched, or, we get voices through the spirit box, or, someone running up behind us, or footsteps. We get a lot of those, but I've never seen anything move before, which I thought was ironic, because, we have the cat balls, which you have to touch them to let them go off, which our first investigation, they were going off like crazy.
Bro, you the first. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're
I'm
good.
sorry. I'm deeply sorry. But bro, you sent me that first investigation on your channel. I looked at the whole thing. It was like 44 minutes and like 29 seconds. Or something like that. I remember I watched the whole thing. Bro, you can hear the steps upstairs.
Yep.
When y'all was underneath that whole like mock possession thing.
Oh, I can't even think of the name now.
When y'all was saying different shit. Like that, and it didn't like it when Michaela was underneath, it didn't like say nothing crazy. Like it was just like talking to her like how I'm talking to you. But when you and your boy were under that shit, it was just like I'm gonna beat your ass. Like whoa,
it was cussing at us.
Yes,
wow.
Yes. But am I lying? When Michaela was underneath it, it was chill. But when you and your boy were underneath the shit, it was violent, bro.
Yeah, it said it wanted to kill us or kill you, something like that.
Yes, it was crazy, Mom. It was crazy because they got a channel a YouTube channel to where they do the investigation.
Oh, okay.
So when like Michaela, she's a medium.
Them
She's a whole medium.
Y'all better hurry up.
Huh?
I said, them kittens hungry over there. They better hurry up, feed them, baby.
Yeah, I know.
They're eating now.
Oh.
They are. Yeah, me and Deja went to see them like what? It was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, they are. They I was about to say puppies. No, I'm like, nah, they kittens. Like they ain't but like a month or 2 months old.
Not even though they're how old are they now? 6 months? 5 weeks. 6 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah, they're babies.
Almost 2 months.
But all right, Mom, so what happened after
when my mom died? Okay, so that was the night. Then later, a few weeks, I guess, maybe later, after she had passed, I was laying in the bed and I felt some like, you know how you can feel somebody sit down on the bed. I felt some sit down on the bed. I'm like, oh boy. So I eased my feet on over to see if I could feel something. Because I could see I could feel where the part of the bed went down. So I slid my feet and there was some there. Like I couldn't move my foot no more. I'm like, are you serious? I grabbed my phone, got on Facebook, like, So then I put my foot back and it was gone. I guess my sister had the same experience where she came and sat on her bed. So I guess she was visiting me that night, but I was a little scared because it had just happened she had just passed like not too long ago. But I heard her the other night scuffling through here because she would always walk through the house barefooted, and everybody was in his sleep the other night, and I could hear her sliding, scooting through the hallway. I have a room. My front room is a room that I've dedicated for her. So I go in there every morning and I talk to her. I open the blinds. So I'm sure she's here often.
Yeah.
Because I smell her a lot. So I'm sure she's here often.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's one of the first signs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw her, like I was telling them today, like last weekend we was talking about it, when we came to your house. And I was like, I saw her out first of all, before we left over here at Deja's house, I saw a light out the corner of my eye. Like I'm sitting on the couch on the left side of my eyesight, I saw the flash light. It was like it's broad daylight. This is before we came over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw, mind you, Peyton, it was like the broad daylight like it was today when we went to eat. And I saw a fucking light out the corner of my eye. It looked like it's like a ball of light, but it's like a multi-colored ball of light. It's like a flash. It's like not like a flash like from a camera, but it's like a flash from like if you get hit in the head and you see stars and shit, or you stand up too fast and you see this. I'm sitting there, but I'm just sitting there and I see it. First, I saw it flashed, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like when it flashed, I was like, "Oh shit!" Then it flashed again. I was like, "Wait a minute!" Then it flashed again, and I was like, "Nah, that's my grandma. She trying to talk to me." And I just was like, in my mind, bro, this is crazy shit. This is why I ain't tell you last weekend, Mom. I was like, in my mind, I was like, that's grandma. When I saw it, like when it flashed the third time, I was like, that's grandma. When I said that, the flash is stopped. So imagine you seeing a flash, but it's just there. But it's not like a flash like somebody taking pictures of you. It's like somebody take a picture, but it's stopped. Like the flash is just there.
Right.
And I was just like, I knew it was her. And I know that in like our peripherals, like as humans, we see different things out the corner of our eyes. So I was like, nah, like it may sound crazy to the people that's listening and this and the third, but like I was like, nah, stop. Like it's some things like when it happened to you in the moment, you just can like you just go with the moment, like you just go with the flow, like. So I was just like, stop. In my mind was like, stop. Not saying stop like I don't want to see you, but I was just like, pause, like freeze frame. So I said in my mind was like freeze, and I seen it out the corner of my eye, and then I turned my head, like it was basically like some shit that was like stop time, like stop everything, stop time, stop, like everything stop. And I looked.
Okay, we got it. Stop. We got
it. look, everything stopped. I looked to my left. That light was just sitting there. It was just sitting there. It was like a multicolored, like not. It was just not like a light, like a light bulb. It was just like I don't even know how to describe it. It was
orb
there. And then I looked at it, and then it just went away. And then later on that night, we went to my mom. Well, later on that day, we went to my mom's house. And that's when Gerard was telling us about how he saw her, like this, then the third.
He told Alicia about it last night. But I was gonna say this. I forgot to say this. But sometimes the spirit can be so heavy. Like it was like when she first passed, because my mom, she was. We were all close, and we all were always together. We did a lot of things. She really like lived her life through her children, for her family. So it was all about her family. So when she first died, it was so heavy. Like it was like I couldn't even walk without. It was like it was on my back. It got so bad one time. I was like, please, I can't do it right now. Please, can you just let up just a little bit? It got so heavy, and it was just like a heaviness, a burden or heaviness over me. But she eventually eased up, and she went away for a little while. Then I felt bad, but then she came back. But at first, it can be, sometimes it can be like overwhelming because it just be so heavy on you.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is, or what. I don't know what causes that, but yeah, sometimes that time I had to ask her to just ease up a little bit because I couldn't take it.
Hey, Michaela, are you here?
She's still feeding the kittens right now.
All right, so what that resonated within me is like we're temporary, we're infinite spiritual beings living a temporary human existence. That's what we are.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what we are. So what I was telling them earlier, it's like when you transition, when you passing away, like how grandma was, your spiritual side kick in. Cause I told them like how we identify you as you, and like me, like you as my mom, as Peyton or Michaela or whoever. Like we know each other as that because that's how like we want to go and go to the movies or something. We just go do that shit. But when you passing away, how grandma was, based on what you and Alicia was telling us, it's just different because that's when the spiritual side kick in.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. You talking about when the room got white?
Yes, tell them that. Peyton, didn't I just tell y'all that today?
What?
When the room got when I said my grandma was like, when I told you that her and my aunt was taking care of my grandma, and I said my grandma was like, take me to the room, and the room got bright.
Yeah.
I just told y'all today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Today when we went out to eat, I told them that today. Mom, tell us that.
Oh, so we had took my mama back in her room to put her in the bed or something. It was in the daytime too, and when we went back in the room had got white, like pure white. I was like, what is going on in here? And she was like, where am I? That's what my mama said. Where am I? We was like, you at home, Mom? You at home? We was trying to tell her you at home. And she was like, she started naming her old address. We was like, no, you at 62, what is it, 6229?
Yeah.
West House. We was like, you at home. And she was like, then she was out. But then she finally came back and was like, oh, okay, she was like, okay, but I think she just was doing that to say, not to scare us much, but she probably knew what was going on because she had started looking up in the ceiling in the corner, and I'd be like, "Mom, who up there?" Because I'd be like, I'm like, "Who you see over there?" And then she's like, "Ain't nobody up there, teacher. Just stop, teacher." You know, she was trying to get me out of like. But anyway, the room had got
Hold on, Ma. Peyton, didn't I say that shit today too?
You did.
When my grandma was looking up at the wall, in the corner of the wall and shit.
Yep.
Didn't I say that today?
Mm-hmm.
I
So
told Peyton that shit today.
The room had got real white, like pure. I don't know. It was strange. And me and my sister both was like, "What is going on?" So late on that night, my sister was in there because we would rotate nights from sleeping in there with her. So my sister slept in there this night, and she woke my sister up and was like, "Alicia, what that lady doing to my feet at the bottom of the bed?" She was like, "What lady?" She was like, that lady right there, in white." She was like, "Well, what the lady doing?" My sister said, "Well, what the lady doing?" She was like, "Rubbing my feet like Tisha be doing." And
Peyton,
the whole
did I
time
say
the
that?
angels were coming to get her. We were in between worlds with her while she was transitioning.
Peyton, hold on, Ma. Peyton, didn't I say that shit today?
Mm-hmm.
Peyton, tell her what I said today.
Exactly that.
Exactly, Ma. I told them that shit today. Real talk. I told them everything you just said today. What y'all told me. So to those who listening, you may think this shit fake. You may think this shit ain't look. I don't care. We don't care.
No, it ain't because
we don't give a damn. If you think this shit fake, if you think this shit fake,
it ain't fake. The angels were right there with her, and they were coming to get her. And this was a she died on a Thursday night, and I think this was on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, this was right before she passed.
Tuesday night. Yeah, it was like 1 or 2 days or something before she passed. Yep. They were coming to get her in, and we didn't even know.
Exactly.
Some powerful stuff though.
The whole time.
And didn't I say, Peyton, like the whole, we going to the next level, and you hear is you. That's what I was saying at the beginning of the show. Like you passing away, not you, a person gonna pass away. They slowly going, and they experience the other side while they here.
You can imagine how they are feeling because they're like, see that part, then they back into the real world, then they back over there. Because I remember y'all told us she kept frowning, like like someone was scaring her, or
she was like
something.
She was like, "Who's that rubbing my feet like Tisha do?" This is Tisha. But I was telling y'all earlier, Peyton. Like, this is my mom. This Tisha. She was like, "Who's that lady rubbing my feet like Tisha do?" Tisha, she rubbed my feet like Tisha do.
That's what she told Alicia. She was like, she rubbed, because Alicia said, "Well, what's she doing?" She said, "She rubbing my feet like Tisha be doing."
Didn't I say that shit earlier, Peyton?
You don't need to keep asking them. I'm aware.
But no, I'm saying that for the sake of the show and for the sake, like, telling my mom, I said that earlier. That's just crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is.
What's ironic about that story, real quick, if I can butt in real here.
Do your thing, bro. Take your time.
Back in 2012, my grandmother got into like a head-on accident. And it was her fault, but it was at nighttime. So she was sent to the ICU unit when we lived in Connecticut. And she was in a room with no windows. And there was just a small little lamp keeping the room lit. And I remember walking in. This is probably about 2 weeks after the accident. She was in ICU for about 6 months. But they called my mom and they told her, "Yeah, your mom's not going to make it. Like this accident for her age she's gone."
Wow.
So after we visited in the ICU care, it's just this little lamp because it's at night by the time we got there because my mom had just gotten off of work. And I remember looking at her, seeing all the tubes coming out and stuff, just stuff that a kid doesn't really want to see.
Absolutely.
The room got super bright out of nowhere.
Wow.
My grandmother's still alive to this day.
Wow.
But the room got super bright. And, I'm looking at her. I'm like, did you turn on the light or something? She's like, no, it's just this little light that's above her head. That's it. And the room is completely dark with no windows. And it's like not 10 o'clock at night.
Wow.
So it got super bright. And literally, I cannot stress this enough, but literally 2 weeks later, she like I said, she didn't get out of the ICU for 6 months, in the regular hospital for, I don't know, another 4 months. After that had happened, 2 weeks later, she was awake, cognitive. She wanted to go home.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, when can I get out? When can I get out? She had broke her neck in 2 spots. She had broke 8 ribs. She broke her arm. She broke her leg, her hip.
Yeah,
she had a collapsed lung.
Damn.
Wow. She was messed up.
Oh my God.
And she was on what do you call it? Like, just straight up oxygen for almost a month. And as soon as she woke up from her medical induced coma, she was like, I want to go home right now.
Wow.
I mean, she's a tank. I mean, unfortunately now everything's catching up, but
did she experience anything? Did she say she experienced anything when she was in a coma?
I wish I had asked her earlier, because her mind's starting to slip now. So I can't really ask her. But I'm sure she saw some stuff.
Yeah.
Bro, I mean, all of her sisters have passed on, and I remember her referencing a story saying her sister came to visit her in the hospital.
Wow.
But, her sister's dead.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
It wasn't her time. It wasn't her time.
No,
That's
it wasn't.
right. That's right.
All of them, they came to visit her, to pull her back.
Yeah.
If she was going, when you went, Peyton, when you went in there and to see her, when it got bright, that's when it was like the crossroads. It was like that moment to where she can go and she can stay.
Right, like the decision.
Yes, you experienced that. Just like how my mom and them experienced that shit. But it just so happened to where my grandma, she was it was at the point where I truly believe
she didn't want to be sick. She didn't want to live life sick, and she just kind of she didn't fight like she could have probably, but she just didn't want. She didn't see life in a wheelchair.
And, you remember when y'all told us when she was laying in the bed in the hospital, and she was just like, just take me. Remember that, Mom?
She told Alicia. She told, this was the night before she died. She told Alicia, pull my arms. Just pull my arms. Just take me. Pull my arms. She was trying to. Alicia told her, Mom, if I pull your arms, I'm gonna hurt you. I can't do that.
She won't talk to my aunt.
She won't talk to Alicia. She probably was talking to whoever she was talking to tell them to pull her on in.
That's crazy.
Yes, bro. She was like, just take me. At the end, she was just like,
fuck it. It was just weird. I had never been through that before. And that night, she was real agitated. She didn't want to feel no pain, because I think she knew what was coming. She could see it, and she probably knew what was coming. So my sister called. She was like, teacher, I can't do nothing with her, because I'm the more aggressive one. So I was like, Mom, just calm down. It's going to be all right. It's going to be okay. And she was like, okay. Which that wasn't my mama. I knew she was in and out. Because she wouldn't talk like that, but she was trying to get herself together, trying to calm down. I was like, just calm down. It's going to be all right. She was like, okay. And I said, I love you, and I'm going to call you later to check on you. But, I got to see her again, but I don't know if she knew I was there or not. But that night, she kept wanting medicine. They were giving her Dilaudid, and that's one of the strongest narcotics out there. That wouldn't work. They said that worked 20 minutes. I think she was just so agitated because she knew what was coming, and she didn't want to see it. She wanted to be out when that time came.
That's crazy.
My grandma, man, I already know what time it is. She was scared.
Yeah, I think she probably was scared too. But we didn't know this because we kept asking her. It was like, Mom, did you have a conversation with the Lord and ask him to come get you? Because it was not a lot of fight there that we could see. Right. I don't know what she was doing within, but that we could see, because I tried to push her to the end to to do more, to move, to walk, or whatever.
But you know how stubborn she was too, though.
Yeah, she was real stubborn. And that night when we were all at the ICU to see her,
Grandma was stubborn to the end. That's why, like,
excuse me.
I don't mean to cut you off. Like,
excuse me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Anyway, Peyton, like I'm saying. We was at the hospital for to see her when they told us to come, say our goodbyes and stuff like that. Her twin brother told us, she called him and told him that she asked the Lord to come get her because he won't gonna heal her, on this side. So, well, not so much that he won't go heal her on this side, but they say in the spiritual world, if he don't heal you on this side, he will heal you on the other side once you die. So she was like, well, just, she wanted the Lord to come get her because she didn't want to be sick. She didn't want to live life like that. She wanted to praise God like she used to and get up and shout and dance, and she couldn't do that no more. So she just felt lost without being able to do that. And she told us that she couldn't praise God no more. So she just, that right there, when she couldn't do that, it just took her whole everything. It happened so fast, like it was just spiraling so fast, like she had a stroke. I was like, Mom, you look like you had a stroke, because her mouth was funny. She was like, you don't know what you're talking about. I said, okay. So the next day we went to the doctor. I was like, can you test her for it? Because I think she had one. He was like, she did. And later on, like I could tell, like you could tell, like when your loved ones change. And it was like she couldn't see me, or she didn't know who I was. I was like, Mom, can you see me? She was like, I see one of you, but don't tell nobody. I was like, what? She was like it affected one of her eyes or something. I was like, well, Mom, you can't go around just looking like that. She was like, I'm going to be all right. So, the older people, they like cover things up, kept stuff to themselves. Like she could have been sick for a long time. We wouldn't have never known.
They tough. They're older. Like her generation, like, bro, they're super tough. They're tougher than
they were.
nails. Like
she was tough.
Bro, like tough and stubborn. Like her generation is tough and stubborn.
Stubborn ain't the word.
Man, they don't care. Like, it is what it is. But this is the thing. When we reach that age, we may be the same way. That's the crazy thing.
I hope not.
No, you can say you hope not. I ain't wishing nothing on nobody.
Well, I don't know, because my mama, she never been sick. She had only been hospitalized to give birth and to get her tubes tied. She had never had no bones broke until she had her she had osteoporosis, so her wrist had got broke, and then that time her knee had got messed up. But she had never been sick. She was the healthiest person I had ever seen. She just had high blood pressure. So she didn't, when she went down, she went down. That last time she went down, and it just took a toll on her.
I'm going to tell you what it is. You know what it was? The Most High, God, whoever people choose to believe that listen to this, the Most High called her home. He wanted her right there. Like he wanted her to be right there in that pocket. Like he wanted her to come home.
Well, I don't know if he wanted her to come home, because I felt like he was going to heal her body. But my mama, he honored her wish. She asked him to come, and he gave her just that. Yeah. He honored her wish. Whatever, So. No, for a long time I was upset, but I can't be upset if that's what she asked for.
You know why I believe in that too? Because this was like, I met Peyton when I worked for Ferguson, the same company I got Brandon a job at before he went to Pepsi. So like, real shit. So when I got my CDL, I told y'all the same thing. Mom, the family, y'all know the story. I was getting my truck ready, and I was closing my shit up, getting my shit ready. And I was like, Grandma, you can come to me. I don't care. You my grandma, blah, blah. I'm not scared. Come to me. I'm your grandchild. Come to me. That night when I went home and went to sleep, she came to me in my dream. After that, she came to me in my dream so many different times. I've seen her. Excuse me. I've seen her in purgatory. I've seen her in purgatory.
Lord Peyton.
I'm sorry. The voice crack caught me.
No, really. Like I seen her in purgatory. I seen her in different dreams in Holly Ridge. You know about Holly Ridge. I seen her nose right in there. And ever since then, because I used to have dreams about Nene. Nene is my Uncle Rodney's her little brother, my mom's little brother's wife. She passed away back in 2019 before the pandemic. And in September, that her funeral was that September. And that was during my birthday is in September. So my birthday month in 2019, that's when we had my uncle's wife's funeral. And I helped carry her to the fucking, her grave. I helped carry, the casket to the grave. And then I helped my grandma, like I carried my grandma to the grave. Like real talk. So like that shit, I'm stumbling over my words, but it's like that shit fucked me up. It messed me up. Like it really did, because I had to do it. I ain't want to go. I'm gonna say it right here on the show. I ain't like my uncle's wife. I ain't like her family. I didn't, except for the dad, because the dad was cool. He's still cool to this day. Mr. I ain't gonna say his name, their name or nothing, but like the dad, he cool to this day. He got nothing but respect for me. Veteran, he's a military vet, all that shit. Like he's cool as shit to this day. But like I won't go to the funeral. But Uncle Ronnie was like, I need you to do this for me. It's like, all right, cool. Well, Uncle Ronnie, my Uncle Ronnie is my mom's little brother. So like if he say the shit, I gotta do it. Uncle Ronnie, that's my Uncle Ronnie. I got it. He's like my big brother. So like I gotta do it. So it's like that whole shit fucked me up. And then like 2019, I had to do that shit, but help bury his wife. And then 2021, 2 years later, we burying his mom, which is my grandma, which is her mom, my mom's mom.
2022, sir.
I said, what I said, 2021? I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. No, it's 2022. Yeah. No, Peyton definitely know, because Peyton, remember, I ain't come to work.
Yep.
Because I had COVID, and then I got tested for COVID. It was positive. Like that, it was literally like that fucking Sunday or Saturday or whatever, after we went to break, holiday break, I tested positive for COVID. And then the following fucking weekend, literally the second weekend in 2022, that's when my grandma died, bro. That's when my grandma died. So it's like, that shit was fucked up. That shit was fucked up, bro. And like, till this day, I still, like, I think about her so much. Like, she come to me and talk to me, and like, to this day, like, I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit. I don't have no whole bars towards, like, if a spirit comes to me, like if a spirit comes to me and they just talk to me, or they want me to do something, I don't give a fuck. They gotta operate off of what I allow them to send to me. Like if they want me to help them find something, you gotta like take your time. I tell the spirits, you gotta take your time. Tell me what you want me to do, but don't do no fuck shit. You're not allowed. Like when it comes to evil spirits and they try to come to me, nah, fuck that. You go your other way. I'll beat your ass. Like I tell the evil spirits, I talk to evil spirits like how I would, quote unquote, quote unquote, talk to a person in the streets. Like a person come to me in the streets like, oh, they trying to start some beef. Like, nah, like I beat your ass. Like, leave me alone. That's how I talk to these spirits. Like, if you come to me with that type of shit, I'll beat your ass. You ain't got no, you don't you can't even come close to me. You can't do nothing to me. Because like, leave me the fuck alone. It's crazy.
All right now.
It's crazy. no, Mom. The crazy thing is, Mom, you're perfect for this show. You're perfect.
Yeah, you gotta remember your mom's still in here, man.
I know.
Cussing up a storm.
I know.
That liquid courage.
Yes, sir. Hey, Mom, what is it?
Liquid courage.
I had about 4 sips of that motherfucker.
Lord have mercy.
What's crazy is in our old house, Michaela and I lived together for a while in my old house with my parents. And every time we come home from work or if we're at the store or something, we'll go in our room and all we smell is coffee.
Wow.
And it was, like someone just brewed a fresh cup in the room.
Who liked coffee?
We suspect it was the old guy that lived there.
Oh, wow.
What, it's the old coffee maker where you put the filter in and then your coffee grounds. That's what it smelled like, fresh coffee grounds.
Wow.
Like someone was drinking coffee. She's right there.
Can she get on the show?
I'm here.
Michaela, we want to hear your stories.
What story do you want to hear? Or just any of them?
Anything.
So, since my mom is on here, we want you to say something that relates to when my grandma was on the show. Because she said my grandma was like hugging her. You're the reason why we got the chicken noodle soup recipe from our grandma.
I mean, I don't really know what all you want me to say about.
I don't either.
Just share any story you want.
I can share the one actually, when my cousin had passed away back in like 2016, I kind of had the same situation where like she came to me the next day when she died. So we had just like came back from her viewing, and me, another cousin of mine, and her sister, we're all like super, super close to her. We were all best friends growing up, like super close. And after her viewing, we're all going to sleep, getting ready for the funeral the next day. And I had this dream where we're walking up to her during her viewing, and we get to the casket, and me and my cousins were like looking at each other, and I'm like, oh, she's just kidding. Like, this is just a joke. She's not dead. And she gets up out of her casket and she's like, yeah, I'm just joking. Like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'll always be here for you. I'll always be right there next to you. So I go to the funeral the next day, and I see my cousins, and I'm talking to them. I'm like telling them about my dream, and they all stopped and looked at me, and they're like, we had the exact same dream.
Wow.
Like to a T.
Wow.
It was insane. I was like, she definitely came to see each of us, and she needed us to know that she was always going to be there.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God. I don't have nothing to say. That messed me up.
Wow.
Yeah, her cousin, she was like 17, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, very young.
Wow.
That messed me up.
Yeah,
that messed me up, but in a good way. You do nothing wrong, Michaela. That messed me up. I'm just thinking about the stuff that, oh man. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead.
I was gonna say,
go ahead.
The first few times I went with her to take her to her grave, you always get that feeling that like they're right there, just watching you visit the grave.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, every time I go, I always look around. Like, there's always somebody watching me when I'm, you know, visiting. Because, you know, I don't know this cousin personally, but, you know, I'm there to support my fiance, and, you know, that's her family. But it's just that because her grandmother is there too.
Wow.
So it's just like that weird feeling, like it's like a family gathering, but you know they're like next to you, just looking at the same thing that you're looking at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I don't mean this in a rude way, but I always like going to go, you know, see her because I never got to meet her, but you know, I feel like I'm meeting her.
Right.
Just not the way everyone wants it, but
right.
It's always that weird feeling, you like that heavy feeling that your mom was talking about earlier.
Yeah. Because the presence is heavy.
Mm-hmm.
See, I always say the sunlight coming from the clouds when they peek through the holes of the clouds. I always say that's heaven's ladder.
Yeah.
Because the only sunlight that peeks through the clouds.
Bro, this like they gotta go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
They have to, because, like I said before, we're a temporary human. What is it? I'm low key lit.
Ain't no low. Ain't no low.
Yeah, ain't no low.
Get out of there.
It's just key. There's no low. There's just low key.
Right.
We're humans living a temporary experience. We gotta go somewhere. We got
4
to.
times you done said that. But go ahead.
Yeah, I know. Peyton, he'll let me slide. Peyton, he'll let me slide, but you ain't gonna let me slide.
I'm trying to be nice, but you know.
Peyton be like, okay, motherfucker.
I say it in silence. Well, it's like it's like Guy always says though. You remember Guy from the last show?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Guy always told me, he's like, yeah, you know, we never, you know, we could be souls from, you know, the 1700s, the 1600s, you know, we could just be coming down from the universe and just picking whatever, you know, family we want to be with when we're reborn.
Yeah.
Because the universe holds all that energy, and then you can just come down and, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. I like that.
Yeah.
And the energy, it don't die. It just goes to the next. Like our energy, so like we doing this show or whatever, it'll die at a certain point. As people, like as me, as Peyton, as Michaela, as my mom, at a certain point that energy is gonna die.
Here.
Huh? I'm lit. I'm sorry, but I'm saying something legit. Like our energy is gonna. We're temporary beings living an everlasting life.
He's trying to change it up.
I am, but it's true. We're temporary beings living an everlasting life.
Okay.
I think that's the 10th time now.
I'm serious.
I think you're too far into the Matrix there, bud.
Right.
Nah, ain't no Matrix, bitch. There ain't no Matrix, bitch. Well, where Michaela at? She can help us. Michaela, help me. Help me, Michaela, help me. I heard you laugh.
She's not digging you out.
I seen your profile make a little echo. That little profile picture. Help me.
She said, she's laughing. Can't get in there. She said you're in a different spot. She can't get in there.
Oh yeah, they're gonna leave me. They're gonna leave me on my own. I'm sorry.
It's only like the 12th time you brought it up.
It is. It is. But I mean it though. All right, so I want to wrap it up with Michaela. Michaela's final thoughts.
Those are great final thoughts.
Thank you, Michaela. You done so much. I appreciate you so much.
I mean, did you finish the bottle?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
Yeah, I did, Michaela. You
Lord,
Michaela, you the MVP. I appreciate you so much.
Oh, tell him about the lamp. Tell him about the lamp.
The lamp in the cat's room?
Mm-hmm. The lamp I'm sitting right next to.
I don't even know what happened to it. I don't think it was anything spiritual. But I was sitting in there with them while they were playing. And my lamp, you have to touch it in order to cut it on. And it has like 3 settings, like a bright, dim, and then off. And they were playing, and it cut on to like the highest level and cut straight off after that. And I was nowhere near it. And my grandmother gave me that lamp, and when she gave it to me, all she said was, "You can have it, but it's haunted."
Oh,
my God.
I just took it from her and had it ever
Throw that
since.
shit away.
I want to.
Throw that. Listen. I'm not knocking, your grandma. I don't, I'm not. You got to get rid of that shit. My grandma, when Dante, you know Dante, Ma.
Yeah.
He had his stepdad's car. His stepdad died in Iraq. His stepdad was what's the helicopters in Iraq? The Black Hawk.
What happened?
His stepdad was a Black Hawk pilot.
Okay, all right, okay.
And he died. My grandma was like, "No, you never drive a dead man's car. Don't drive a dead man's car." Blah blah. And my friend, his stepdad left him the car. He was like, my grandma was like, "Nah, you don't drive no dead man's car. Get rid of that. Get rid of everything. That is just. I don't want to. It's certain things I don't want to say.
Did anything happen with the car?
Michaela.
Jamonte.
Oh.
Did anything happen with the car? We trying to get, we trying to relate the story. Did anything happen?
She told us, she was like, "Don't drive a dead man's car," and we got in like 3 accidents with that car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we legit gotten about 3 accidents with that car.
Oh,
so I was like, yeah, don't. And we told grandma, like, we would go to the house and tell grandma, and she'd be like, "Nah, don't do that. Nope, get rid of that shit." And then to the point where somebody stole the shit from Dante.
Well, now it's their problem now.
It's not funny, but after she told us the shit, was like, "Nah, you don't drive a dead man's car, blah, blah, blah." Nigga stole that motherfucker.
It's their problem now. We don't have to worry about it now.
Bro, grandma is somewhere laughing right now. Like, I told you, motherfuckers. I told you, motherfuckers. Don't drive that car. She told us, don't drive that car. We got an accident. We got in like legit, like no bullshit. We got in like 4 accidents with that car. Like one time, we sitting at the light right there by grandma's house, right? The light right there, grandma's old house on Hargrove. And you know what? The lane split and it's like Midlothian and Hall Street.
Mm-hmm.
We sitting there. It's me, Chris, and Dante. We just sitting in the car at the light. Out of nowhere, skrr, boom! Somebody hit us from behind. Boom! Just hit us. We get out like, oh shit! Girl just hit us. But the car didn't have any damages to it. But it was like a fucking 1994 fucking Honda Civic. Like that we was in. Like the car was fucked up when we was in. It was like an old ass car, but we got hit. We got hit in that car. We had about 4 accidents in that car. And my grandma was like, nah. My grandma was like, nah, y'all don't get in that car no more. That's a dead man's car. Because my grandma knew Dante, like she knew the story. Like his stepdad, my friend's stepdad died in Iraq. He was he was a Black Hawk pilot. He died. Like real shit. Like no, real shit. Like he was my friend's stepdad was a Black Hawk pilot. He died in Iraq.
Okay, we got it. He was a Black Hawk pilot.
Grandma was like, nah, don't get back in that. Grandma said, don't get back in that car.
Okay.
Grandma said, don't do that. Don't get back in that car. We was like, all right. Because we got in like 4 accidents. And like real shit, we got like 4. And we just sitting there. We was sitting there at the light. Motherfuckers is like, oh shit.
He don't even hear us, baby. He don't even hear us.
I'm telling you, but like the craziest thing about that was no damage was done to the car. No damage. Like, bro, we sitting at the light, just sitting there. We just sitting at the light. We just sitting there chilling. Next you know, all we hear is boom. We like, oh shit. Motherfucker hit us from the back. Motherfucker hit us from behind. And we get out.
We're not gonna air this call.
The girl get out, her boyfriend get out, all of us get out. It was me, Dante, and Chris. It was me, Dante, and Chris. And we get out, it's nothing done to the car. The car was like it was like an 80s fucking 80s mobile. Like that shit was like fucked up.
Oh, I thought it was a 1994.
We just sitting there. We legit just sitting there. And all you hear is skirt. Like legit, all you hear is skirt. Boom. That shit just hit us. Like, oh shit. What the fuck?
We gotta have like
oh, we good. Oh.
We gotta have a story repeat number right in the top right corner.
Right.
This is like the 5th time you brought it up.
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy as fuck. We was just sitting there.
I think I figured out his rhythm of storytelling.
We were just sitting there.
Figured it out.
Yeah, his story is he adds a sentence, repeats a sentence, then adds a new sentence, repeats both of the sentences,
Right.
adds a new one, and then goes back to the first sentence.
You know what? That's all y'all. Nah, this is a great show. I appreciate that shit. Mom, you say you ain't got but 30 minutes. You
I know, right?
I tricked you into doing more.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate that.
No, I think it was just the nerves got in the way, but it was cool. I don't mind. I'll do it again. It was cool.
See, yeah, it's cool. That's what we was trying to tell his fiance. Like she was nervous.
Michaela ain't got time for y'all to be sitting on here playing all the time. She got time for that.
I know, man, but she powerful. She got the gift. She got the gifts, but I get it. I get it. It's okay. So with that being said, Peyton, what's your final thought?
I think you need to do a less, tipping and some more storytelling.
Man, you're supposed to be on my side. You're supposed to be on my side, man.
Oh, I'm crying.
Yeah, you ain't crying. You ain't crying enough. You're supposed to be on my side.
I can't defend you when you're repeating your stories.
Hey, you do it again, you're gonna have to do it a little early.
Man. Lamar, you I don't know how to wrap this shit up. Hold on. That's the wrap up. I don't know what to do after that.
Like, comment, subscribe, and everyone have a blessed night.
That's it.
That's why I was mumbled. I ain't hear nothing you said, Paige. That's what you get.
Your mom heard me perfectly fine.
I didn't hear you either.
Oh. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Well, see, I can say it if you're not interrupting me, Monte.
Well, go ahead and do what you got to do, Peyton.
Like,
I don't want to hear no dead air. It better be no dead air.
You know what? You keep interrupting me, man.
I'll interrupt you some more.
Like,
I'm not. I'm playing. I'm sorry.
Comment.
I'm sorry.
Subscribe. Have a blessed night.
Y'all have a blessed night. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Everybody say bye.
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 Till next time.